It is time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time. It's time.
It is time.
It's the MONI Show.
The MONI Show.
The MONI Show. The MONI Show.
The MONI Show.
Makodem Mandi Igbo. Let the conversation begin.
Welcome to the MONI Show. Makodem Mandi Igbo. Afam Buchuka. Anya putasia kaime kaisieme wo kaisieku maka ọganiru maka idozi obodo maka ịchịkọta ọnụ maka ịdị n'otu ka ọ wedịla anyị mma. Ndewono. Thanks for coming in on time. This is the 28th or is it 28th episode of the MONI Show. And Kanwa is special, Kadiche, because Kabo is something that has become a going concern for quite some time now, for more than a year or 2 years now. Yes, I will look at our video today as we are getting closer to Christmas. We're going to buy December, when they got to see their cars, when you're going to buy flight tickets, you're going to buy because that's when we all gather in our homes, in our Igbo, and celebrate the year. Reunite with our brethren, with our brothers and sisters and our parents, and just get together again, because many of us don't live in our Igbo. That's the reason why this conversation is very important. Makana, I've been an Igbo for the last 1 year. You must have noticed something has drastically changed. Or even the last 2 years, something has drastically changed. So in fact, I will discuss it today. And as usual, you know how we do it. Our communication language is very strict. Mana so English Igbo, Igbo, depending on what I want to say and how I feel it. Feel free to do the same on this conversation. Ọbụkwa ndị chọrọ ị na-asụsụ ọsụ Igbo, ịsụọ Igbo, nke ọbụla kwara oge eme, ime, chọkwa na-esu English Igbo, gaa n'iru. The important thing bụ na anyị na-aghọta onwe anyị. As long as we are communicating, that's all that really matters. Anyị ebidogo nkata nke today, and it's going to be fluid, it's going to be organic. And then we're a special guest for tonight. So we're just having, you coming and tell your story. As you can see on the topic, checkpoints in Igbo. Dominance or security strategy. You know what we're going through. You know what we're dealing with. So, our story, how it affects you. What's your story? Traveling around the southeast. Whether it's in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the night. What you have encountered. We want to hear about it. I can't about it. Then at some point in the conversation, we will dive into solutions. We start talking about what we can do about this situation. Makana okarigo not because it's too much now, But in the meantime, I'll ask you to please share the space. Let everyone know that we're having this conversation. Invite someone personally. Everybody never know. That join me. Usually people join late, but I actually can't make it late because about maybe this year or 11:30 I can't because people don't come in on time. That's why we want to start as quickly as possible. I find on here today. So feel free, for those on the space already, feel free to request a mic so we can start the conversation immediately. Yes, tonight I won't give so much of my opinion. Tonight I want to have your opinion. I want to have your say. I want you to come in and have your say. I want you to come in and tell your story. My story, I have something to say, but when everybody starts talking, I'll just sit back and manage the conversation. I was in the East for 2 weeks, and purposefully I decided to move around, and I moved around much more than I used to. In fact, I crossed the Niger Bridge. I kind of went to almost every important road, not all, but many important roads in Igbo. And it was shocking what I saw. It was quite shocking. So I've been hearing this thing for some time now. Those who are flying all the time may not experience much of this. Because if you're from Enugu State, you might buy a place in Lagos or Abuja or wherever. You took na buy your private car or wherever. If you not give you bag in there. So you don't get to encounter a lot of this. And then I'm more aware that guy in Africa and all they go very, very serious now. Because if Anna Benanya and if Carlos, if I never nanya, you could be a come and you can see on the objective. I will make in what I find because that's what really, really matters. So it's not just about ranting, it's not just about complaining, it's about looking at the issue objectively. That's why we put it out as a question. Is it about dominance? What is it about? These checkpoints are plenty, and it's not just one particular agency. You have the police, you have the army, you have the drug law enforcement, and then now you have the White VIO. You also have the VIO now, vehicle inspection, whatever operations or whatever. They are also on the road. So if it doesn't have checkpoints, if okay, so another case it's new forever, it's your for on the area just a few meters away. Then another one on the other side and on the other side. So for you to maneuver, you have to go zigzag. You know, before you wake keep banging itself, we get to the other side. So literally, everybody slows down completely. Like your vehicle will literally to a halt before you can even move forward. You get to see this so many times. Like some people now gonna agree on. For the second, I saw on my way from Omaha to Enugu, I saw this number of checkpoints. I saw 15 checkpoints. I saw 30 checkpoints. It's crazy. So let's talk about it. One for Mezie Ndewo Kekime.
Ọ dị mma, my brother. Ọ dị mma, ekelekwa m ndị na-ege ihe anyị na-ekwu today. Ndewo, my brother.
Ndewo. So Keki si fefe anwa.
First off, ekelere m gị na this topic. This topic is so dear for me because mụ awonye Abia. I'm onye Ugwu na Agbo. That's an OG side. And enwere m ụlọ na Port Harcourt. And ana m agba n'ụzọ steady. I can tell you how the beyond security strategy or even dominance. Obanye go to the point of economic for these police officers or for these people in our security officers. They are making so much money on this checkpoint that in fact it's part of their income. Right? Is part of their income. They don't just depend on their salaries. They factor in how much they making at these roads. So stopping them, I believe, is not just going to be by IG, Abuja instruction. It has to also come with we as a people to change our mindset. What is that mindset? Our people, like I remember there was a time, I think in the bus from Port Harcourt to Enugu, they agreed. And when one guy better than as their chairman, they stopped. They agreed that the police go. That's in cause of traffic now express highway, and the bus drivers stood their ground. And at the end of the Hameri achieved for nearly 2 weeks. Nobody gave police 1 naira. Gradually again, the thing came back, and ever since then they've sustained it. Our people, most of our people need to get their papers ready and slug it out with these people. Force all their hand to stop this money, because as soon as hand stop, this checkpoint will automatically disappear. Because if they're not getting reward for standing on that hot sun under the rain, if they're not getting rewards for it, trust me, the whole thing will gradually collapse. So it has become more economical than dominance and security strategy, in my opinion. It is more of what they are gaining. Somebody was telling me that these people pay so much money to come to the east because of how much they make it. It's so much. If a bus, each trip from Aba to Port Harcourt is spending nothing less than 3,000 naira, you can imagine how many vehicles, how much people are making at those checkpoints. And now, as things are going up, ego hand and these checkpoints keep going up. From what I heard, and another like 300, 400, 200, 500, depending on a boot to get the open man from the people from our area. So it's not just dominance. It is more of economical. They are making money from this thing. So we need to find a way, Ibidomewa, our people sensitize. To start, even, we need to, I'm going to talk to all these chairmen in charge of bus drivers, chairmen of keke drivers, chairmen of, I got through them. Hey, we meet onye obule e decide that in Holata or police ngwa kpọrọ na Igbo station. Emekwa onye obule make get their papers, get their documentations ready. Talk out to private drivers. Onye nyezila this people ego. Ya a culture. If you can stand that, if you can sustain that culture for a common 6 months, that will be the end of it. It will die. This checkpoint will just die a natural death. Because I remember that time. That time those bus drivers stand at that ground. My brother, I couldn't believe that now. Port Harcourt to Aba, that week, that first 2 weeks, Port Harcourt to Aba, him now about 28 to 30 minutes. But now you can't do it. You can never do it. Before man the army, even though the army say, oh, how I dated some boys not there near those hawkers, and another here go. The thing has become so much business, my brother. Is killing, is destroying our, is in our, you don't even know how to start. But more I believe in our attitudinal change of our people. I will confront this menace. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to voice my experience. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Dialogue for Mezi. Can't you if email observed that happened in Abia State between, is it not Aba and Port Harcourt, right? The vehicles that were moving between.
Yes.
So, what was the situation then? So, Fapatano's police was fast with Tego, fast enough with Tego.
Yes.
Then what happens?
They keep packing and motor heap the whole place. The boys kept on pacing. They're not giving any money. At some point, they started letting people go because
it was more of delay tactics for the police, and these people were not were willing to lose that time in order to change the situation.
Exactly. I think it came from the chairman, Batran at that time as a bus driver's chairman. That time, they made a meeting. Everybody was on the same boat. They said, you know what, we're gonna make this happen, and they happened. I think what happened, what he failed, that thing he failed that time, that the delay tactics, they kept doing it, and some of our people started, giving up on it. Onye pụtara onye ego ịhụlanụ ebe a na-drop bọs ịnara ibu bọs ị na-eme akaụntụ dị na-ewezi time onye nke gbara na-eme akaụntụ per day ọ bịa drop ego gaa for 2 or 3 or 4 trips per day gịwa na ọ na 2 trips gị na ndị police na-akọ iri before you know it. Everybody.
That means they were not united in the.
They were not united. A lot of people sabotaged it along the line. That was what happened. And most of these drivers, affording him a good driver's license, affording him put some of their papers, and then they may renew. So they gave up because they were not on the same page. So I believe if they could be able to sustain that thing for 6 months, this whole thing would disappear. How? Because they are getting reinforcement of finance of money. People are sustain that their state there. It is our money. We are the ones sustaining them to be there.
Absolutely. What about Ndinkami Hananakwego?
Oh yeah, the Hananaya directly. What they do is they have some boys stand there and collect on their behalf.
So if you don't give them money, what happens?
They park the vehicle.
And then
they park the vehicle.
Based on what?
They delayed most of those bus drivers saying we get complete documentation.
I mean, we're right in the
Nigeria when such when they law for that place. All they do, they can't get the akwụkwọ check delay just to frustrate you for not keep paying up. That's all. That's the goal. To frustrate you to pay. That's all they are doing.
So it's a psychological warfare.
That's it. You just wrapped it up. But if our people can stand their ground, they did it for 2 weeks plus. It was successful. I witnessed it. I witnessed it happen. But along the line, our people just gave up. That was what happened. It could be. We can still achieve it. So every solution should go towards that direction for our people to be sensitized, to begin to, and it has to start. Our people. One of the things I know as a problem, leadership problem. Once we get our leadership right, things always somehow falls in place, right?
Yes.
Our people love to follow, but you gotta prove to them that they can trust you. They can trust you as a leader. Once our people trust you, you see how turn all this place upside down, we'll turn it upside down. That's how we operate. So if we can begin to get to this chairman, bring them into conversation, Ndalena control all these road users, have a summit with them from the southeast end. We'll talk to them and say, how do we stop this? Because the thing is, so now of course the fares are now they high.
And this Christmas period,
Exactly.
now, harvest time now.
We're gonna increase the checkpoint.
I agree with One4 completely. One4, thank you so much. Our biggest challenge in the Southeast is impatient. I have witnessed where people refused driver giving money to police in Southwest. But over here, if a driver refuses to give money to police, our people will complain and tell the driver to give him 100 naira. Let us get away from here. I'm meeting an emergency. I can't continue to stay on this traffic. So I have witnessed it many times where I will be in the bus and I will tell the driver, don't give anybody money. I usually do that. Don't give anybody. I'll first off ask you, do you have your documents, everything? He said, yes. I said, but don't give anybody money. I will be here. Please don't. So if the driver refuses, you will see somebody from the back, from somewhere, raising voice at the driver. And what they usually do is that they'll call, bring down everybody in the bus and start searching one after the other. This is just to delay everyone. So I think there has to be a unified effort from the drivers. And I don't know why they can't do this. Even the keke napepe that are plying within the streets, that are being extorted by this police. For example, if you go to Onitsha, for example, early morning, from within the GRA, you see police stationed different areas within the GRA, extorting money very early in the morning. And I was just asking myself, because every single person was rushing to get to their market or to their office, to their workplace at that early morning. But the problem here is that every keke that passes by drops something. So the keke doesn't want to waste time because he's rushing to go and drop and come back again and pick and go and drop and come back again. So it is something that, and that's why they focus on just the keke napep drivers. They hardly stop private vehicle unless you are very clean, you look young, or you have something like Benz, and that's when they would usually stop and begin to interrogate you. So I think part of the problem we share in that fundamentally we need to begin to resist some of these things, because oblugo culture, and our people are now acclimatized. Do you know that if someone wants to travel from one point to another, you make a budget for what you give to police? And this is because some of them, like you said, do not have license. They do not have papers, that is up to date. And because of that, they provide money to substitute for it. So with that, you are energizing these people to continue to be on the road. The military, the police, the NDLEA, the custom, the one that pains me the most, Chuka, is the custom. Why would custom?
Gịnị ka custom na-achọ n'ụzọ? Anyị nwere seaport.
Is the most painful.
Anyị nwere border.
The most painful part. It does not make any sense. So why is it happening? The NDLEA are now everywhere. The road safety, they are everywhere. the VIO
Andrew,
everywhere. So these are
Andrew,
the problem.
when the customs stop the vehicle, Guinea Kafana Aju, what do they ask for really?
So they have.
Hello, Uche. Can you guys still hear Uche?
They target people. Yes, I can hear you. They target people
Okay.
who are
Yeah.
bringing in container. They target people who are bringing in container, people who are bringing in vehicle, people who are bringing in, goods they suspect that might be coming from borders or somehow from the port. I give you an example. So I brought vehicle from Lagos few months back, and I know how much I spent on the road. I spent so much money, not just on to police, but to. So alternatively, you can hire, professional. There are professionals who evade police and do all manner, but I do not think it's safe because sometimes they run into problem. So we opted for a different means because we do not want to register it in Lagos. We want to do everything here in the East. So by the time you have to go through Lagos or Road to Bini to Delta to this Anambra, you will spend so much along the road. So the custom will meet you, get you. They will ask for your papers. They will, scrutinize you, and there's no way you will not drop something. There's no way you will not drop something.
So does it mean that you
doing...
encounter? Does it mean you encounter after encountering customs on Ore Road or Bini Road? You encounter another set of custom guys in the southeast. What's the point?
Of course. You continue to encounter them. If they are requesting for anything, you continue to drop. This is the problem, and a lot of people who come from the east do not understand some of these things, and that's why when they, like, you see person talk about how expensive some things are in the east compared to, say, Lagos, and they don't understand that people who bring these goods in the east spend so much money along the road. If you want to import anything or bring down anything from anywhere in Nigeria, the money you will spend across the states before it gets to southeast or any eastern state. Then when you get into the eastern states, you begin to see several checkpoints, the road safety, the police, the military, the NDLEA, and so on and so forth. So all these checkpoints, they have their own extortion strategy. Like Wafa mentioned, the military use that. They use a third party, which is just random guys, especially in the evening, because they're afraid that they may be recorded. But in the night, once it is 6-7, everyone comes out. The military comes out and they stop everybody, whether you are private or public. They stop you. But in the day, they mostly focus on the public vehicle. So these are the challenges, and it is not that you will meet it and somehow it will just disappear. You will meet it in the next 3 to maybe 2 to 3 kilometers. You will meet
another one.
So that's the challenge.
Now, in customer, there are requirements for the drivers. There are requirements. So what happens when you have those with papers?
So what I think, in my opinion, I don't think customs should be on the road. That's number one. I don't understand why they should be on the road. It has no clear explanation. But just like police, when they get you, when they stop you, flag you down or want you to come out, they will search everything. They will make a lot of inquiries. By the time they waste all your time and all of that, I start making calls to confirm if the receipt you have is authentic, because they understand that you are in a haste and you need to get to the east. They will waste your time so that you bring money. So they have a strategy. These guys understand the time management. They understand that wasting your time will make
Psycho-
you dip your
psychology.
hand in your pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, so
We'll break
this
you
is
now.
the strategy they use.
So the idea is not to make sure you bring out the money. Oh, sorry, you bring out the paper, but to just delay you so that you are forced to drop money so that your time doesn't get further delayed. So you don't lose more time on your trip. Now,
Absolutely.
what this guy was suggesting, what Mwafo Mezie was suggesting, is that people should learn to, first of all, have your papers complete, then insist on not giving them money. But what happens when you're on a long journey? What happens when you're on a long journey? It can eje Lagos, eje. It can load on the maybe it's Enugu or it's Oka, eje Lagos. It can load on the. What do you do when they start delaying you like that? It can eje Lagos. It can't eje, it can't be yourself.
If it's collective, you're gonna overwhelm them. If it's collective, if everybody comes together to do it, how many vehicles are you gonna stop?
So
That's why I'm saying we can't do it by one or two
drivers, the road users.
Correct.
And for that to work,
that's the only way forward.
For that to work, the passengers also have to cooperate. So it looks like this is going to take a lot of sacrifice from all of us.
And it is
we have a tool now.
Really, because
sorry, let me just round up.
No, hold on, one for. Let me just say this. This particular conversation we're having tonight is going to be a fluid conversation. All the organic. Anybody that wants to join this conversation to come in, grab the mic. When you want to leave, you leave. Another person comes in. But I am a name turn by turn. Although you might let others talk as well. Sometimes somebody can chime in while you're making your point, or once you're about to finish, somebody can easily butt in and continue from where you stopped. Called the natural, fluid, and organic. Do you understand? So let's just be nice to each other while we're having the conversation. Anybody here, just feel free to come in. Anybody who has a mic already, feel free to come in at any time and say something. Guess you're Odogu na Canada.
Chuka, nwanne mmadụ. Well done, my brother. Keke
ọ dị nnọọ anyị abatago na anyị sị ka anyị kwuo ife anụnwa na ife mmadụ fụrụ n'ụzọ erika.
Ya na ọka nkụ. Ndị be anyị ana m ekene unu daalụ na onye ọbụla. I had so many things that just took my time, so I apologize for being late, but
it's all right.
It's better late than never.
Convert here to money. I have a story, a very funny story. I was on my way to Onitsha from Enugu, and I met one of those zigzag checkpoints, and they create all the contaminants. On the right, you got to take on the left, you got to take on the right again. So you have to just literally go zigzag to maneuver. So kind of got a you have to literally come to a halt before you can actually maneuver. Because then by the time you are done, you don't see again, move. So we're following this particular bus. All these buses need to go low chain now about interstate. But the interstate, now about within, okay, let's say interstate, between Enugu and Anambra or something like that. So the bus, like Uche rightly said, and then when there are maybe 2 or 3 people beside the road, but they don't confront anybody, they don't stand in front of anybody. Then they foresee some funny looking boys holding a stick, maybe 2 or 3 of them holding a stick, standing near the road just by the passage of the vehicles, talking to the drivers, or the conductor made a transaction. So this particular vehicle, if I can water if I made that day, this particular bus, I need sonazu, on the last point, the guy now so the guy where close na motia, kusie ike na moto na boss hey Chineke. Immediately family, this guy just park your motor. On a park motor, the guy now be na motor, the young boy now be na motor. He didn't know what was coming. That driver parked the car, got out of the car. The next thing I saw in his hand was a machete. As the Bupatama machete, try this guy. Literally. We didn't have time to look at what they were doing or what happened. We just moved on. But that is how terrible this has gotten to. And I think that it's getting to the point where people actually, the frustration is getting to the point they might get violent. Because what I saw shocked me. The guy didn't care about the fact that I'm in the Nazi. You know, he had to react the way he reacted for whatever reason it is. That's how bad this is now. So, what we need to do about it. Anybody can butt in here. Light of the world, now. But each of you, so wait to Akage. All right.
All right, Garon, good evening. I travel to East a lot. Even this Yaragum is a lot, but I've gone twice by road. I think our people are always in a haste. Your people say go hana complete and everything go complete. Don't be in a hurry or haste to go. Okay,
but time is money now. We go kainach.
Let me explain to you. I had an experience today now when she crave for Abaka. Trade fair. We can get road safety. They stopped me, I stopped. And able to go me using as the same. So my book was loaded. They requested papers and all that. I showed them. So I said, maybe I go see her fire extinguisher and see caution. I told him, my book. So he expects me to offload all those things. You understand that kind of stuff now?
Yes.
They say I should do it instead of my area. That if he can do it himself, he should go ahead and do it. That I will not do it.
It is
I got being realistic what happened today. I refused. So one of my neighbor in a shop, when I walked this way for name, he packed. Where he only had this Kanyawan mayor. He offloaded himself. A go kitchen you can have has the extra car. You know they wanted me to bring out the extra car on the floor. I told him the man he will know we started changing ways and all that. But I was not here to own go. You understand? Most times we should not be in a
yes.
I told them I'm one man no I think they go here no where should I give them money? Money for what? You know, I told them okay. Now we will waste each other's time. I got more annoyed. Mburumo can block was. I blocked the road. Like nobody will go. But you know Nigerians are always less concerned. Are you getting my point? Nobody even tried to know what was happening. That is one problem Nigerians in anyway. Nobody even cared. It was only a policeman. None of the main cause of that traffic was now asking me what happened. I told him, he now begged me to remove the vehicle first. That he will go and talk to them. Later on, okay, I make us here. Then there's here one of my tires. So one of the manufacturing date was 2017. I still no mega expire. Now they will book me. Say, okay, go ahead and book me. But before you do that, go and show me the carry gate on the car you're gonna mock on. Mock real safe. I need to see the gate. No, most times you have to, you know, you have to. Because these people use psychology.
Psychology.
Okay, yes. We could have to go, okay, honestly, we react. We end up nothing. Okay, because if you have to book me, I need to. Their own kind of hard on or inside that you cannot do the gate. You could get now. So, yeah, that's my experience. Most times we have to be patient. Then, Nanke East. Only abune be when I is what I know more navy. Last time we got navy, even the security people na normal vigilantes. Now push or color even bosses now export money from them. You understand? It's I don't know, it's a fundamental problem with going on now they use arms in this country.
So brothers is just on the police now.
No, that's my observation. Last time when on April. So I look at side of issue about the there we are there. We are never seen they go. He is here go for work. Okay, Okago. Yeah, work on overall. It's a cure life. What I get and their carriage most of these young boys that drive bike. You hear they'll be collecting money from them. You get so it's not even about the operation is everywhere. There was a place in Funugunu. Got in our name now. Every evening, police see area command be about now. I notice they always export money. I have to call the PRO and all. I say what kind of that these people. I don't want to see them here again because most times people keep quiet. You understand? If people should act collectively and not ignore. Nigerians always have this nonchalant attitude as long as you know concern me. Or what's all, yeah. But if you have to put in a collective effort, if you see some things, don't go away. Based on
Say something.
Maybe because it's not affecting you that time. Okay, you make what affect it's not now, later on. In your car. So it's not a brother of police. Everybody want to use arms. Now, if you go ahead to oppress people. You understand? So you notice, not even about police alone. In your car. Can we not name when came for online, Greg GUO? Now, if everybody part with solidarity, those people will live there. I get my point. But Nigeria say, if you stop one record, everybody part with solidarity, okay, go. You know, you see, they will get tired. I feel that people have been are working off. They will stop all those things. You know? I hear with you. We just weak the people.
My brother, they're correct. You're very, very correct. What I'm trying, Imana, now, why in the southeast?
Okay, by our politicians, our House of Rep and all these things, it doesn't affect it, but how they use escort. You understand? How they are not affected. You understand my point? Okay. It doesn't affect them. They permitted it. You know, guys, from Oneka Road, you know, go with them. I make a point he gave me. Because when I don't know when they you come down and you crack. And you know that kind of nonsense. I think it wasn't with this side. I think we are now work. Now that place. You know?
We just need a strong holistic and approach to put an end to this.
Of course.
For me, I keep saying it, we gotta come together with people like these people, this leadership of women, because I know GK are private people.
And let me tell you what always happen. If people react, you know, most of them, I'm sorry to say it, they will create a problem that place. Maybe they'll start doing robbery again. So they'll not beg them to come back again.
Yeah, nobody is telling them not to stay there. What we are trying to stop them is collecting money from motorists.
So the problem I brought fan on airbound, but stop collecting money.
Oh, for me, that's not my problem. They can stay there all their life. That's their business.
Don't you think that?
But stopping to get.
Don't you think that the number of the checkpoints in Erika, even if they are there for security, don't you think the number Erika, which will naturally slow down your movement?
Collapse when there is no money. Once there is no money, it will collapse. Even you go see them now. It's common sense.
Okay,
as soon as the money stop coming.
Because there is nobody to collect money from.
Can I come in here just a little bit? Yeah? Chuka, agree to you. Well,
hello, Jack and Dewa.
Everybody know that space. Okay, so personally, let us be honest, right? This issue of police harassment, extortion in our region, let me be honest, it's not only in Southeast in particular. And I'm saying this from a place of understanding and information, not just information, because I travel a lot and I can count how many routes in Nigeria that have such kind of heavy police checkpoints, particularly in Edo State, Port Harcourt to Akwa Ibom. You see a lot of checkpoints like that. However, I think that there is known as Southeast, the level of extortion haneme nke have the business ka haneme. It's no longer about checking.
Are they not all business?
No, not everywhere, because not everywhere, but if you're driving east-west road, you will see a lot of checkpoints from Bayelsa, Inaga, Inaga Warri and all. You see a lot of checkpoints, but in most times, Haga Hapugi is not necessarily money. You understand? But in Southeast in particular, Nkehabu ego
business.
Do you understand? So it's a different mentality altogether. I remember
it's a different
that
operation.
Mumwa personally, if you go and check some of my tweets, I said it that now only Obunanga support as governor of Anambra in the next election cycle. The very first thing he got promising is that you're going to deal with the issue of extortion of police, about the security or whatever. Because for me, the reason why Njekuya is personally, as somebody that drives around Southeast most of the times, I can't tell you how many times Monandi police were going to issue on our roads because of nyemego. So first off, the day m na-aga ịnụ nwaanyị na Abia State, yeah. I remember ebum ndibem, you understand, my people were going and I been at that express. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Oh, okay. So now that we're about to. I know I can on express this Enugu Port Harcourt Express, yeah. How we could say I know so. I think this time around on the road safety cog. I can't even remember because I was so upset that day. I was in an SUV, yeah. So of course they didn't stop me because hammer that na has stop or hagahanata 1 naira. But the boss who my people now, you understand, was stopped. Then how we be do kube, all of those ogonoga koko, nkadro, and all of that. Chuka, do you know that even with my elders, my mom and everybody, like elderly people, they were begging these people. I ended up paying 47,000 to be able to.
What was the money for?
Okay, so let me also admit that the driver himself didn't have fire extinguisher or something. I think it was fire extinguisher. That was their issue. They said he didn't have fire extinguisher. And, so because of that, or they can, like, idly, and already they have wasted over 40 minutes of my time already. Do you understand? Yes. And you were going in again, do you understand? And
they're checking a village.
Exactly. Exactly, something like that. So I had to like, Imago, I had to like, make sure that I settled them. Nananka Bennam, how many times? In short, that na Oga, I will not give you 1 kobo, and you will leave me because someone him again. At a point when the guy now realized that, okay, this person you understand, on my 1 or 2 persons and all of that, he immediately left me. Na checkpoint, ni Rube Soludo, those days I abanye ni Mebe Soludo ni Sofia. You understand? The police are in particular. I have a video. Bro, me personally, I videoed it because even how we phone, because half on them to the video. Do you understand? They took my phone, but unfortunately for them, they didn't know how the place I videoed it, so they were not able to see it. You understand? I just confused them. I went away with that video. Now, I have begged a few people. I spoke to Valentine Ozibo in particular about this. Sincere Biko, if you can procure body cams and give young people to be able to nail these guys, because we need evidences to be able to nail them. Do you understand? All these body cams are that's expensive like that. Some of them just 30,000, some of them 20,000, 25,000, and all of that.
Yes. So if you capture this with body cam, who do you report to?
Yeah, so it's a different thing when you are arguing with hardcore evidence. Do you understand? Imagine now a directory, for example, a directory on social media, and here we have young people littered around Southeast, and they are capturing police harassment, police extortion. You understand? Across all our roads. Chuka, I tell you that the pressure will be too much that the police, this thing will no longer be able to ignore it. So for me, this is a practical example of what we can do. Chuka, give video of police harassment in me, video. You will not believe it. Some of them,
so why are you not posting it?
Chuka, what are you saying? I have some that some of them I didn't post because again, I don't want to also be seen as somebody trying to
attack the
hold
police
grief or promoting the Yahoo or all of those things. So because again, I also have my reservations about some lifestyle.
yes
But one of the things I have noticed is that look, once any young person na Southeast Igbo a certain type of car,
now
automatically you are
Yahoo.
in trouble. And in most cases, those young boys are actually guilty. Do you understand? So the police are go the thing as a way of like, hey, we go the thing as
revenue.
I don't know how to say
Source
it now.
of revenue.
So as they knew, do you understand? So most times, he Ghana police, if you don't want Nansuka, you understand? A young boy, one white car, a Lexus, immediately, if the way they were handling this boy, I caught the video because I had a case with somebody in that Nsuka police station. One day I was in Nasatane Enugu, just within the street, I was just walking. If the way police were double cross one boy, with the kind of heavy guns in the Abu, I was so shocked. Because I was just walking around. I was walking to the to the stadium, going to our players' camp. And then when I saw this thing, I captured the video. But again, some of those things I'm not even able to put them out. But Chuka, what I'm saying is that this is one of the reasons why I thought about look. If we are serious about the insecurity situations and the extortions in Southeast, we need to have a directory or an app that allows people to anonymously report these things. Because even when you report it, your own security is compromised because you're not even sure of what will happen to you as an individual.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Because these people have taken this thing as a business. So when you are going after them, you are at the risk of being eliminated. Your security is not guaranteed
because you
anymore.
become a target. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. So for me as an individual, I think that what we need to do is somebody also talked about the fact that our people on our hustle too much. On where one day na-aga Ekwulobia, yeah? From Nnewi to Ekwulobia, the driver boom, all this mini bus, the driver was complaining bitterly, now grumble and all of that. So I asked him, say, he went away. You understand? Moto. Ị ga-ekegide police before ilu Ekwulobia ikego police 1,000 ego
and also police na eme ife because all the police can akpa for also police na eme ife
all the police see Chuka the truth bụ na all police dominate with this
maka afọ mami n'ụzọ
in fact, ndị amị na Southeast bụ the first place mfụbara ndị amị na ego like so brazenly without
from Lagos
any shame.
I'm from Lagos to Enugu for the first time in many years. I was paying rapt attention from getting enough from Shagamu down to Ore. I saw a few police checkpoints, but I just they didn't really bother many people. Then from Ore down to Benin, all the part like that, all the comments will increase or belly. But once you hit that Benin bypass, that's when you see the numbers increasing. Checkpoint back on what I felt because social media everywhere. People are not complaining. Until you experience it. So when I experienced it, I understood, this is actually, I think the politicians need to travel on these roads more. So they can actually see this. I'm coming. But Ozugbo Alulo Onitsha. That was when I understood the Hana according and Ken Nafu before Okumaka Kana Kosef. Because ever come for Bazi, Mandi Amio, Mandi NDLEO, Mandi Road Safety. All the camp for the
police are on the Enugu Express now. Chuka Ibago Makodi, isi Enugu na aga Abuja. That's ụzọ a esi aga Makodi, si ụzọ ahụ abanye Enugu Ezike. See that road, si na ị na-abanye Kogi State, Olomaboro, si ebe ahụ na-aga Abuja. What are you not saying, Chuka? So police checkpoint nọ na from Enugu town, down to the border of Enugu and that's Enugu Ezike, border of Enugu and Olamabro, that's Kogi State. Police checkpoint, there, and the road is so bad that you can't run.
The road is always bad where they are.
Like exactly. So the road is so bad, and these people constantly, like even every 2 minutes, police got again. From Enugu Ezike to Enugu town is not up to 50 kilometers. You understand? Maximum 70 kilometers. Man, that road, you will apply that road 3 hours. You cannot because of police checkpoint, because of Ndina India. I'm saying this because I use it as often as possible. Like almost every month, I'm in the east. Do you understand? If I'm not using the road, I'm using I'm flying. So I know what I'm saying. I'm not telling you what somebody told me.
Yeah, I understand.
This is constant. You understand? So, but again, as somebody that has also traveled to other parts of the country, like I said, the checkpoint thing is not necessarily a Southeast issue. I think it's a Southern problem. Because I've also seen it increase in some other parts of the country that are not necessarily Southeast. But where I have a problem, but I'm dealing on Southeast in particular, ego kahana, or any other thing. Some of them had they check the motor or anything. Some of them had they interested in anyamanding on a motor or anything. The only thing about ego. Some of them here 100 naira here. Some of them ego ne anenye. Some of them be 500, some of them be 200. Even in the Nabamoto Amarago. But another thing in Choputakwara again about that now. Most of our public transporters in Southeast, their papers are complete. You understand? So most of this issue of Achohomun Sobuha, Bumakana, the papers are not complete.
He that comes to
so most of our people now, so we have empowered them with our own
inadequacy. Yeah.
Exactly. Every other time. You understand? Most of them ain't paper. Most of them are their taxes because they are not interested. They don't think it's necessary. So all of those things is so the police also. So sharp. Some of them are actually at all. Because they just want to move. So this thing, Ademi approach, from both sides. You understand? Again, education is important. Orientation is important. Our people, we need to begin to learn how to do. See, Chuka, I will not lie to you. If you live in other cities in Nigeria, particularly Abuja and Lagos, or maybe Port Harcourt, and then you come down to Southeast, sometimes too much. Do you understand? You begin to ask yourself, like, why are we behaving differently from every other person around the country? This is something that we need to also look at as our way of life, our way of okonoko every other time. Like here the goko, so these are my perspective. I might be wrong, I might be right, but I think it's part of the problem.
You have a point, my brother.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the MONI show, Bakodi Mandibo. This is where we come and share ideas, rub minds, find solutions to our challenges like this one we're discussing today. We have a constructive and objective conversation. Just natural solution to our problems. And if you want to speak in Igbo, feel free. If you want to speak in English, feel free. Feel free. Today or tonight, we're having more of an organic conversation. What it means is that we're not waiting for anybody to raise their hands, then we ask them, Ngwa, Zioku. Tonight, we're having it fluid. We're assuming that everybody understands how to have, just the same way you have a conversation with your friends, somewhere where you gather. But you always know that when somebody wants to talk, you let the person talk. Sometimes you also come in and rebut or just butt in or just reply or just compliment what they're saying. So that's the kind of conversation we're having tonight. It's already 5 minutes past 9. So we are 65 minutes into this conversation and we are pivoting more into solutions now. Many people are begging about encounter. I'm not saying you can't talk about yours, but I not trust if I game about it collectively. Yeah, that Mezie has talked about patience and collective effort. What I didn't know too, when we decide to agree on how we fight this on the road, when did police did again when did it that it's going to reduce it. And when example and when a experiment because it worked maybe between Aba and Port Harcourt, it worked for 2 weeks. If the people can imbibe it collectively, everybody, this is going to reduce. That's one solution. Jack has talked about filming. We're in the time of social media. We have to use what we have, but again, it comes at a risk. Let it not look like we are attacking the police or the forces. No, we're just asking for them to allow us to move around without too much problem. We know that everybody's suffering in this country, but at the same time, we have to find a way that works because this one is no longer working. It has been abused. About today, can the police now they go no mananka kaligozi komaka sigona kabaeze na ebo. So it so that works. So that's what we're having as a conversation tonight. But before we proceed, before we continue this conversation, I will ask everybody here to share this space. Let everybody know we're having this conversation. Invite somebody you know personally. If you want to suggest some solutions from the DM or in the comment section, feel free. We will allow you. Feel free.
Uncle.
Ganiru.
Yeah, poor Ganiru.
Okay, because Kunye, thank you so much for hosting this. Come go straight to the point because when he could we need solution. The next election should be coming very soon. Let's just say in 3 years' time or what. And we keep medicine as electoral this thing, kind of like somebody suggested. Any governor that is coming in, and here got one agenda on how to fix it. Because when somebody equal this thing before, when people talk about this checkpoint something, I say that now the only people that can stop it and the only people that allow it to happen are our governors. Because one, those things are illegal because they are taking money. It is against the law. But to them, having a checkpoint is not against the law. They can do it. And there are so many things, there are so many violations that they can use to get people and put them away. But the thing is that money they take is very wrong. So in helping our governors, all these governors, like for example, Soludo, those things are happening because Soludo allows it. If Soludo want that thing to stop, it will stop. So that should be our focus. Because even
how do we get the attention of Soludo and the other governors in the southeast?
But I want to chip in something. Why the police not under federal that they are not answerable to state governors?
But state,
are not maybe state.
But are you saying the state governors cannot? I say the state governors cannot intervene.
They don't have much influence on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They do. They do. You know why? You know why? They always have this thing they call a security meeting.
Vote.
You understand?
Okay.
So when they have that meeting, they're discussing something. They are always the governors are briefed. You understand? They are briefed, like maybe sometimes, maybe every day, or security reports. So they always meet the commissioner of police. You understand? And they also meet with the head of police in that state to brief them on things. So they always meet.
But they don't command them anyway.
Sorry?
Let us also speak from a place of understanding.
That's what I'm trying to say. The governor cannot even sack a policeman.
No governor in Nigeria has the powers to command any commissioner.
I'm not saying he's going to command, but the thing is this: when the governor has a kind of want to report things to the police in charge, and that police fails to do that police chief fails to do that, then the governor can take the matter to Abuja. You understand?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like
But
that.
I'm,
That
but
I'm
is
Jack,
sorry.
where
but
you
Jack,
get your.
Jack, but a governor
Are
can
you saying?
fight
I'm sorry.
can fight for it. A governor
I'm so,
can fight a state
Yeah,
he
yeah.
fight
said
I,
for it.
I.
the government
So,
can
so,
fight for it.
so,
Thank
so, guys,
you.
so, guys,
Thank you.
so, guys. Let me provide a bit of clarity on this topic
Okay.
because again, I think, let's be clear because for me, I like to be very fair to people. I know the level of influence governors have on police. Yeah. Now, a governor, if you watch in most states, especially where the federal government has interest in that state, you notice that the police and the governors will always be fighting because the police does not take command from the governor. At least the recent example is what is happening in Rivers State, where the police said that they are not going to monitor the election, and the governor said it's fine because Abuja controls what happens as far as security agencies are concerned. Now, there is no police that will come and report to you, you understand, as a governor, that they are taking taking bribe on the road. However, what the governor can do is that if the governor sets up a monitoring team, you understand, that monitors police activities in the state, what will then happen is that governor is able to get first-hand information on the erring police officers that are not doing well, and this report can be compiled and sent to the IG of police, which I know because most of the times, let us also be honest, even the people in Abuja, they are not necessarily, they are aware that police are collecting money and extorting people, but they have not, maybe they have not been provided evidence that this particular unit or this particular person is the one in charge of the extortion. So when you have provided that information, I believe that if the governor is serious in the sense that he takes up the matter and decides to take the report to Abuja to make it happen, I know that something can be done
That means
about it. But
we
let's
are
not
saying the
say
same
that,
thing
the
here. We are
governor.
saying the same thing here.
Okay,
We are
okay.
saying the same that the government. Our point here is that the governor can fix it. You understand?
They can help the process.
Exactly.
But don't you think that in as much as we feel the government can fix it, why not we start from the grassroots? Why not we talk to our own people to be on the right track first? You cannot be fighting for someone when it's being turned back on you. Do you understand?
Exactly.
So why not them have their papers and every document they are supposed to have intact so that when we are fighting this thing, we have a strong backup, like, oh yes, these people they are following the laws, they are obeying the rules. Why are they still being oppressed? Why are they still being extorted? Do you get? We are shouting about the governors, but we need to start
I'm sorry.
My sister, I think everything
I
is
want to say
deliberate. I can't
it
blame
doesn't
the
matter.
people for anything on this
Exactly.
thing.
It doesn't
I
matter.
cannot because everybody breaks the law in Nigeria. Everybody, everywhere. Do you understand? So we can't say, okay, let's hold our people responsible. But I think we're exonerating the government or the governors here. Like, oh, there's nothing they can do. We have had a template of all this. We have had P2B in where they have all this movement now. They are talking about we have insecurity. And he was able to handle Anambra and make it safe. And people were not feeling different. We saw that
100%.
during this. Huh?
Bikono,
100%.
I just want to come in
So,
slightly.
we just have to not take out,
Hello?
oh, the governors cannot do anything. For me, I'll let the person talking finish until I come to my turn, but I don't
Bikono,
think
let me
we should
just
exonerate the
yeah, let me
governor.
just step in. Let me step in, Bikono. In as much as we want the conversation to be organic, we also want it to be organized. Koyari
And
did not,
orderly.
we want orderliness. When someone is speaking, Bikono, let's have some patience. Let's hear them out. Let them speak. Let every other person be on mute.
All right.
Then if you want to chime in, you can then jump in so that at least kinda water the conversation, kinda water hende
Yeah.
madininku, kodizie, in order. Koyali did not call everywhere did not rowdy. Bikono. So I
All right.
think people are passionate about the conversation. I can feel the passion. There's so much to be addressed. But kinda let's go with orderliness.
Let's make it friendly. Yeah, I agree with you.
Let me just drop my own piece. All right. So, everybody in Ekuba, so, and to my own understanding, this police brutality is not something particular to Southeast, to be honest, because the last time I came in, I was in Lagos and I had the same experience. In fact, I don't mind, I wasn't even driving in Lagos. I'm on Noba. And they saw me, they had to drop me. Police was asking me to provide an ID card for boarding an Uber in Lagos. I was so surprised because I'm not even a white man. Like, for someone
Hold
to
on,
meet.
hold on. You said that you were in an Uber. Police
Yes.
stopped you and asked you for
Yes.
what?
For an ID card.
ID card for what?
To clear myself that I'm a Nigerian, Very serious. These police, they took me into their office. Office, because they so many things. Me and my wife, so as say the Uber guy, that they were a lot of issues they want to clear with me, and they are now telling me that they've dealt with a whole lot of people. They are not just immediately after the airport. They've dealt with a whole lot of Nigerians. Now, no, the whole guy here. I'll still come down and settle them. Water. Now, had now phone more. Has actually my phone. And they were having a whole lot of arguments. These police people told me pop and play that they can kill me here, kill my wife, and frame
and nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. No Karamman and Hego, everybody I go one room. Bottom guard the other room. My wife I know the other room, 490. My watch I did and they record everything. After everything, they made sure they deleted everything from our phone.
Wow.
That. It was an eyesore, So overall, it's not something that is peculiar to Southeast when it comes to this police brutality. Because I feel that Nigerian police, when you hire someone, a grown-up man who has family, and you end up paying that person maybe like 100,000 or so a monthly, you just like, they are not like depending on their salary. They depend on what they make daily basis. So we have these police were telling a whole lot. Like I've never been embarrassed in my life like I was. That police were telling me wholeheartedly, policeman, that they will kill me and frame me up and nothing will happen. Nah.
And it's very common.
Yeah.
What is very common? I know this, Chuka, you hear it a lot.
Actually, the truth is that Nkini be higher level problem, and your story is valid.
In the mad is why that now you should argue with police, my brother. I do not advise you to argue with someone who be.
Okay, let's not mix up the issues here. There's police brutality. There's police brutality. Can't be a bigger issue. I am about that one. But then with police checkpoints, Fana block also na highway from the name travel. Fama no way from where female. You just want to find a way to delay you so that you are forced to give them some money. Can't be a different issue. And they focused on an Igbo. All the concentrated, all the Kasif when they have a venture, a design is a Ketakeju and an Igbo. So that is the issue we're discussing today. Now, can I generalize here? Because I generalize here, the real issue will be lost in the conversation. So let's focus on that issue. Yeah. Dalo.
All right. If you look at this video I posted, I was the one who posted this video on the Jumbotron, right? It had a scenario. Enugu of Mama. The police
Centenary, yes.
Centenary Enugu. That day. So I can feature my friend about now about the Apostle knows. So bido search anyechere akwomoto m is bezu. Obido search one moto and ebu. Ihe mbu na azu kare. The guy search gide we notice na because one won't be this suspicion of the worst search motor. Obia notice na video ya. The thing turned into trouble. Now the man bidozie am that na any young boy obuna for hala na southeast then we're 70% chances no nya have an IPOB member. And how one we right ibabonya and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Na mana that the wrong that for me to eat but a video chawa hanyok na how am I going neighbor say they are taking risk. Now that I'm putting my life at risk by what I did. Yeah, and for that Nanga Gazi Station got the
statements
and blah blah blah. So at long run after everything, we go kahana water. So away they were Obona na see what that na you should argue with them. We have what will end up like Omecha in a police babrumado because nana na ego and all that, So I really think that na Otoshi way bad that Nobuna the governor, interested, or maybe Ona say me how we can invite maybe commissioner of police or somebody to quite close to governor, because if governor want to checkmate these people or probably influence them, they will know that now people they're interested in what they are doing. And what I've also learned is that like na batakwe again go cameras THR na motom because I've learned that na how na to camera ojo once hand notice in a video they make sure that need delete all those things in a phone. So whereby issues of gina hanwe like police kosago na we camera so na moto gina video her front and back hanago dige ginye ha. The way you come out, there is a high probability that those police are going to be disciplined afterwards. And if such things keep happening and they realize that most cars now which are maybe cameras, how we they were careful. So this is the little thing I feel.
If it will make a lot of sense, so if you could get that make a lot of sense, we can use technology. So mana eventually eju onye ọbụla biko onye were aka na wetu na aka ga-egbukwu unu mgbuo anyị adịghị wenye aka n'abalị ya if you try ikwu okwu aka ya afụgwa gị ofu. If you want to talk, just ịchara na mmadụ na-epuku isi ịbata ozugbo wee ife ịchọrọ ikwu mana
my brother can't go down na
but in the meantime, please stay on mute if you are not speaking, if you have people around you. But in the meantime, Jack raised something very important, and I agree. I agree that sometimes when we came maybe say and social media and maybe. So how can we do this in a very civil manner that will not necessarily look like but more like we're just proving what we have been saying, that it has been denied when we say it. Whenever we say it, it is denied. And those who are pretending like they don't know what is going on because they're always flying. Then they're always flying or in their SUV convoy. So what do we apply as a strategy so that individuals are not necessarily feeling threatened? How do we go about it? Anybody can come in here.
But Chika, in how you know under the assumption na onwe ha ga-eme for the video. Like
no, when they not told you. When they not told you enwe target here. Do you understand? Especially onwe ike bulu onye with the popular. Can you give example? Onwe ike bulu onye popular on social media and like 400,000 followers. Opposed to one, post to cause, opposed to cause. Before Malife Naga, we don't whatever threats. You got to go. It's important. And when you know where the important, if one made important. So, when you actually in that position, can you forget? How do we do it to minimize those kind of issues? Because I the Kayan and the police are annual because that's not what we're trying to do. We're not fighting with the police. We're just trying to demand the civil manner. So, in the civil manner.
Yeah. So. Then my thought process here. I feel for that to be effective, I need email. We have to have an anonymous option. Okay. Maybe it's an anonymous page where some of these events, the page will be mainly focused on police brutality or police irregularities and things like that. So the only option now is yes, Nalibo to be specific, or you can make it South and Carbonate Icho. But we can always upload those videos and those incidents there. Then people then have the option to retweet and then make it as popular as possible. But my fear, Buna, in a very structural problem. And the problem, the bigger issue with structural problem, but fixing it takes an overhaul of structures in place. What do I mean by that? Buna, a lot of the times, they go back and remit it to someone.
Yes.
Somebody takes it. So what are you trying to stop? Are you trying to stop Oga from cutting his share? Or if you take the same video, it goes back to the same Oga that will have his own share and his own cut?
But when the video is out there, the guy will get under pressure. That's the thing about putting the video out there.
True.
True. You be careful. You're on your own. You know?
The good thing when Ndeli before that barana internet or na video, none of them got away with it somehow. At least I heard. So as soon as Ejidere Oga Hapolagi, you're on your own.
That's it.
This is why Njiweku, there has to be an anonymous platform. If somebody believes that doing it on Twitter or something is better, personally for me, I would have preferred maybe like
YouTube,
a directory or something, or maybe not necessarily YouTube. Maybe we can have a platform, maybe a website design. You understand? And we have an admin.
The police will have the website create a platform for this complaint. Exactly.
Of course, you can't trust. You can. Who is going to? It's not about complaining. Who is going to see? The police until something appear public. In the end, you understand? If we cannot report an incident behind the scene, they will not do anything until they are being called out on social media. Obviously, on Twitter, you don't know how many lives have been saved because of the outrages you see on social media. Once the video trend, you understand? Then the mother for a video has to collect ego and all of those things. Once all trend, 1, 2, 3 times. By the time I'm area 5 of them na Southeast, Bupute her in public, shame on her in public, make sure that the video trend for 1 week. I will tell you that the thing will reduce drastically because do you understand? So for me, I think we need to do a covert operation, like an operation where, there are people that are ready to do this. And I remember I discussed this with Ifeanyi Obaji, sometime early this year. And I told him about this idea of getting camera. And Ifeanyi said, if only him, he can guarantee up to 200 videos on a monthly basis. Only around that they are on a axis alone. Do you understand? And the police around those areas. So we need to take this thing serious. For me, I can't even talk about police because both man Abuja, I don't know how I feel about police. But again, I also understand.
Again, it looks like we're making this about police. It's not about police, so it's about all the agencies that block the road and collect money. About police. It's not police. Let's not center it on police only. And then the other ones are absorbed of this. No. Everybody who is involved in this is in this WhatsApp group. Do you understand? Kaya lemi abolo police or police no police. Ndị army so, ndị customs so, ndị VIO afọ mafanozo, ndị road safety so. So let it be a holistic approach to this. And then if I can na akpọ onye ọbụla afa because if police no dey ka na police and also police ka na police guys na police ndị ọzọ because the thing is onye ọbụla na-eme ha maka ndị ọzọ na-eme ya too. So let's actually highlight everybody who is involved. Anybody be a culprit should not be spared. Because in case eziokwu bụ na among these people I na-ekwu maka fa now, man the police, man the custom, man enwere good people in these forces, in these agencies, enwere good Nigerians, good officers who believe and understand their responsibility and their service, their roles. And they also want these things to be fixed. Some of them not but they need help. So we need to play the roles that we can play to enable them. Fish out some of these people. At least, so let's not single out the police. If I'm MONI.
Kunye.
Hello, Chuka. Kekimelo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, them ma. One them one. Oh, them ma.
Good evening, everyone. At the moment, my brother, I've been listening to Iheninem, as everybody have been saying, and this topic not is because as a regular traveler to the east and stuff is on our fomofu. Do you understand? So
Yes.
now during the Christmas period or festival period, I travel normally in between, but during those festival period. So after the extortion that happens. Yeah?
Sorry, service culture. Only when mic had on that and background noise. Not interrupt. Because mute your mic if there's sound in your background. Kinda find it because. All right, can you want them?
Thank you. So after paying like 3 times the normal price, to be able to get to the east, that could reach Ona Park. Before getting ruling at the as soon as you cross Niger Bridge. In fact, before then, from like Asaba, but it's not as bad as when you cross that Niger Bridge. Then Yagawazidu Uzo Uwiri. Then your drama now begins. Yota. Then always some side geru how soon ritual. You understand?
Yes.
The reason for checkpoints, Buna, always funuchori check. Mana, when your checkpoint is looking more of extortion reading, is looking more of like to intimidate or humiliate the people of that place, then what exactly is the goal? Nabro in Narego. And then if you are traveling normally, Mobrona the road, that road would 20. By the time it's reaching festival time, the same people will break up and multiply by 2, right? So you do not be doing it like a Redeemed Christian Church of God every 2 minutes walk. It's not funny.
We didn't that welcome boy here.
It's not funny, my brother, because it's looking like everybody that has not eaten since the beginning of the year gabe cherendi east ahabata. Ana chugi na north, na chugi na west, na chugi ibiakwa na your own place, ana chukwage. Because this thing, also onye police, all different uniforms. Mandi yi black on green, mandi yi black on. In fact, ndi yi black on black with the cheapest. Ndi ka na 15 naira. Oh, when ndi ga home, o take a shake kit, ga mana say 200 naira na above kin enye ndi ka. Then ndi army can ndi here in mecham. Agabia goes, they will not pack that mama about those things. Form one line. Now form James Bond with very I don't know my name meeting. And then with very serious glasses, I get you like this. I don't just get it. You know, fear tactic to extort money shamelessly. And I said that with my full chest because if you are in a region that is ridden with some insecurity issues and then you now line yourself up and you're extorting the people, is that not a way of also even infuriating the people more? You will not search the bus. You will not check nothing. You will just stand where you are, collect money and force the people to walk. When I was, in fact, at some point, my grandma said I should not go because I was really angry. And I don't even stay that long enough to be that angry. How do you go from somewhere like fire service towards Umayatoa? Those ones will now form line and be collected with so much authority as if they were placed there for the only reason to collect money from the people. And these prices of things are affecting the cost of transport. Because according to one driver, Joro, say during the festival time, now these guys may increase. Let's say now during the normal times, hana 200 naira. Oru hala Christmas in Keha, etinyekwe ego. Otu God is good. God is good. The young tinyego. Flight etinyego. Police no nozo. Army no nozo etinyego. Mobro na police na 15 naira before hana 100 naira. Then in the kahane nozo. In the army. In the kahana na 500 and above. Sometimes 1,000. So now, is it that our the police themselves are claiming that they don't know? It's very simple. It's common sense. They have investigative units. Why does the onus have to rest on citizens that pay tax for them to fish out the bad elements amongst them? But they can go and fish out politicians, when they want to go and catch them, even if they're hiding in the back of the village, they will go and fish them out. They can go and fish out IPOB or non-government or whatever, but they can't fish out people that are staying on the main road, broad daylight, extorting money. That's a pure negligence, or will I say incompetence issue. Then let's now come over to the governors. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. What do you think we should do? Since we I mean, if the people should not do something about it, then what do we do? Should we wait?
No, I didn't say the people should not do something about it. I never
because
said that.
already. They are not, like you said, they don't want to do something about it because they are benefiting. So I know about the citizens. Okay, high game.
Oh, the only way now is to name and shame them. That's the only way forward, to be honest. Because apparently, like someone said here, they don't react too well to recording because they know that anything that makes you get published on the internet, even if it's somebody that has 10 people on their account and someone picks it up, do you understand? So it's to name and shame them. But now here's the thing. There's also the part of, will I say, docility that is working, because in some parts of this country that they don't have that kind of nuisance checkpoints and they're even dealing with herdsmen, they're dealing with Boko Haram. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the level of intensity of these guys on Eastern Road is because they have realized. Let me give you a story, my brother. I was coming from Port Harcourt via road to enter Ngokpala. Do you know that from River State, we passed through Eche, come out through to be able to connect to Ngokpala? There was no single checkpoint until we got into Imo State. As soon as we got to Ngokpala, there's this very popular. In fact, those guys, they have a lot of sandbags. And they said they are very wicked. If you see the line these guys crossed, serious, as soon as you just enter Imo State and you see welcome to Imo State, traffic D, giving a cost to traffic. I mean, on at that checkpoint, with their full chests. They will even tell you, my friend, come and move there. We know those are military slangs. So now, is it that both the governors and the people that are there don't know? The best thing now, since they want to make it a way of life, you see, when there's darkness over wickedness, it thrives in darkness. But when there's light, everything becomes clear for everybody to see. So,
all right,
I would tell my brothers and sisters to go and open their phone or try to, be conspicuous, because I know how negatively they react to that kind of situation. You understand? However, we'll have to deploy covert tactics, Yota, to be able to get, because it is what the people have allowed over time to fester. That is what has turned to office of the police extortion. You understand? So until we deploy this covert tactics, and imagine the same way we were displaying our mansions in the village last Christmas. If we use that energy and help them, I mean, since they are doing the right thing, they say they are fighting against insecurity, and they say they are doing roadblock to check bad people on the road. We appreciate the good work of God in their life. We also want to spotlight on the good work that they are doing on the roads, especially at the checkpoints. There's nothing bad in appreciating.
Let everybody see.
Police force. Yes,
Let us promote them.
Let us promote. You see, we promoted mansions last year. Some people kept quiet. You know those people that say Anambra is a bush, even though in their own village, no single brown roof, no single green roof, it's only red roof. But we agree. We shot some people up last year. This year, let us appreciate the security. You see, it's not easy in this 2024. We saw the whole insecurity things that is happening, but we see if we spotlight the good men of the forces, of all forces that are lining up on the road to secure the good people of the East, what will happen is that they would get the handshake that they need from the IG, who has consistently told us that the police is our friend. If you are going to Ikeja, do as if you are getting towards the computer village. You will see one very big banner, face of our IG on it, telling us that police is our friend. So now, police is our friend. We want to appreciate our friends and all the work that they do. So Biko, appreciate them in any way you can. Show the work of God with them in their life, and I'm sure that it will be amazing. We want to appreciate them, my brother. We are not fighting.
Honestly, you deserve offering for this one. You deserve offering for this one.
We want to appreciate our police friends. They are doing too much. let's appreciate them. And even when we come to Kunye Media here, the week after we are finished appreciating them, maybe around that kind of Christmas, and that chicken and mango. You understand? After appreciating them, we'll tell them, we'll come here and say, oh, police, you are working well, you are our friend. And to all those ones spotlighted, we hope they get the commendation from Abuja that they deserve,
My sister.
That handshake.
My sister, in April now, it always goes something very, very important. One of the ways to fight what you don't want is to resist it. Another way, because we don't have to fight with only one weapon. Another way is to find the ones who are doing it right and also elevate them.
Oh,
in April now,
brother, we have passed that level.
In April now. No, in April now, we can actually. Because then we'll go a couple of times and meet. More when personally meet the police and behave before, But most of the times we just say, oh yeah, it's naga. Sometimes we can actually capture what they are doing. Put it out there.
Brother. Oh my brother, let me tell you, that one that was good to you may not be good to the next person at the back. Come koroge. You understand? Oh, okay, now maybe roller his limit for the day, or maybe
Are you saying that? Are you saying that every police officer?
No, I'm not saying that. In fact, one person, most of them, especially that Christmas
are good.
Time, it's a free flow. Most of them are doing the work of whatever it is that they are doing, and they have a very few good ones, right? Let us spotlight everybody, and if you are doing well, it is well. If you are not doing well, it is well. You understand? We appreciate the Nigerian police force as a whole because they are all our friends. So we want to show our friends. Well, if the camera catch you doing what you're not supposed to do, you can explain to the IG why you're not being friendly. You can
exactly.
explain to the IG why you're not being friendly. Then if you not meet the ones that are standing well and looking coordinated, well, you will collect the handshake. Either which way, my brother. The thing is, the people have to know that they are being checkmated this time because this docility. Let me tell you something. One time, me and my dad was driving, and we have passed all those terrible police. So, do you know that the next village to our own, one police guy stopped us? Nam, that why does he have extra lights downstairs, down the car? My father now asked him, so what's the model of my car? He does not know it. So my father asked him, so how do you know that I have extra lights if you don't even know the model of my car? The guy now said, okay, Oga, show me ID card. Do you know my father gave him his office ID card upside down intentionally just to show me something? Do you know that this man read my father's name upside down? I said, oh, chief. Oh, good to meet you, sir. He gave my father the ID card. Still upside down. Now, so we just wind up and continue driving. You see, from where we got there till we got to the house, all what So my brother and I, we want to spotlight these great people and the work they are doing. Imagine having that kind of situation online now and putting it online. People go laugh at ya. Imagine reading ID card upside down and asking for extra lights for car you don't even know the model. It shock you, ba? Nigerian police force. It is well. They are our friends. So I think I will leave it for other people to put their opinions. But I feel like this will be a step in the right direction. The docility is the fact that they collect money without any form of resistance. And they have made it a way of life, like a culture. That is what is being enabled. That's why from 10 roadblock, it turns to 20. Turns to 50. This 2024, with the way Tinubu is doing now, I can bet you for free that roadblock will be up to 50. If you counted 20 before, because of the current state of the economy, they will triple it because they want to go and make money that they want to send to their own families. Because again, Easterners can be extorted for free without any form of resistance. That's my problem. Thank you, my brother.
Oku kanko.
Audio. Appreciation time is coming. Hey, I forgot a couple of times. I'm going to for recently on the internet. Somebody, I'm not the camera on your but only if I in a comment section, the camera kind of revolves, so it captures it from an area view, and it's really, really interesting what it captures. Go on, Wiggy police. I'm a muddy head in a motor. You can't even tell that there was a camera anywhere.
GoPro, something like that.
Oh,
GoPro.
Okay.
GoPro is not big. GoPro is big now. If you put a GoPro on your dashboard, everybody will know that you put a GoPro on that dashboard.
So you man get yellow aka. You man get yellow aka.
That village. Chuka. Here ni na we dia o iga computer village umu na in ere all these things. Enwe chandige shi China.
What are we saying? What are we saying? Oh, in a camera na na this space, in a camera. Tinye hashtag in a camera. Can you patronize we're going to go?
In fact, I think that I know that they will look for a way to cut it, and I know that they will try to checkmate people. But for the fact that they know that in the Kwado this time, either they stop doing it in that kind of brazen manner, or
yes.
And if they don't do it in that brazen manner, the number of checkpoints will not be as much. Because imagine pushing people to the bush 50 times on one road. It go tire now. But when you now do it, but when you know that you are no longer can do it brazen, before get Nandi Madego get Rijua for Manasi, this might be the last money we extort because Imaronye one year.
Beyond that, Seth. Beyond that, Madone Kega Pose. In a Puso camera, Kenaria phone, only also Norokebo on a video. When it becomes a culture. Money on a moto, a boss on a gafe, with catch a koyak. Only open just only open a walk in a name, and I like him a selfie. I go send them mad in the Bible. Let's also use the same tools, the same skills, the same passion, and capture whatever we don't like.
Oh, when Haneme, if towards this thing, Haneme, had a way, had a way to work and have very close to the car driver door. You understand? Or let's me know the other car before you can be able to catch them in the act. All these things is just monitoring act, but they need to know that Otwa Hachi Kwadondi in this East Bush now mansion Naga Kwadron had this Christmas. You understand? Because that docility has to stop and extorting people. If I tell you what I saw, use my eye to see. I was very upset. It's just I had to calm myself down. I said, okay. Right. Because what's that? I've traveled around the country. And that kind of brazen collecting money from people, I've not seen that level. That level that is running in the East. No other region has that part. I'm not saying states, I'm saying region. No other, because on a mena Imo State, on a mena Enugu State, on a mena Anambra State, on a mena Benile at the same time, my brother.
All right, everyone here, we're still having the conversation on the MONI show about security checkpoints in Igbo. Our issue is not that we have security checkpoints. That's not the problem. The problem is that the security checkpoints have been turned into what you may call business venture. And it's creating too many problems for us. One, it slows down movements. People have their businesses to run. If you spend 3 hours going to where you would otherwise spend 1 hour going to, you have been affected in so many ways. Your business is affected. Your time is lost. Sometimes you have an event. Somebody said he was going for his wedding. They stopped him and his family. Anything can happen at that moment. Secondly, business. Then I run transport business. When they are stopped, they have to give some money. When they have to give money to 20 or 15 different checkpoints, they go in for the ground. How much is left? Okay, what about the people that are bringing food that they are going to sell? People that are moving food from one place to another. That's another issue. You see, the reasons why things are expensive are coming up now. This is one of them. Because if the food Mbuaga from Onitsha to Owerri or from Onitsha to Enugu, Mponozo settled all mado 15. That means Onitsha mango at the same price as Enugu because I have to make some profits. So this is also part of the inflation. So for those who are looking at tackling the inflation, this is one of the things that are causing the inflation. Because things have to be able to move and move quickly, swiftly, without any extortion at all, in fact. You know? Daniel
Just a quick something to add.
Go ahead.
Now, a quick observation. Imana, these Hausa drivers, nation not, brew food or trailer hanyana food more car biawa east. Do you know that these people are in a police checkpoint 1 naira until he route Port Harcourt? These guys insist. They park and deal with them. And these police officers know that these people are in Hego. So most of the times they don't give them nothing. Because they've stood their ground. Abokino, they give police money.
Very true.
These are realities.
Very true.
Aside that, have you forgotten that the police people there are also their brothers? Have you forgotten?
No, they are still our brothers.
You don't find out that most of the people at the checkpoint are actually from the north.
It's not true, my sister. It's not true.
Our
My
people
sister.
so not
See,
there.
in
Do you know
Bataille,
that even when
Bataille
I
in
went,
Abagongon, the army that are there are all houses. The army that are in
My
Bataille in
sister.
Aba are
My
all
sister.
not
houses.
all of them. Mụ awonye abịa. Ọwụ ha niile. Our even ndị Igbo anyị na-awụ ha hụ dị anyị sef ha kwụsị ịsụ Igbo.
Yes. Yes. How
Right?
about
Wow.
Ha
wisdom?
kwụsị ịsụ
Yes.
Igbo.
Wow.
They'll do it.
Yes.
Listen, my
That
brother
one
They
and
is
don't
sister.
something
speak
you
Igbo.
should
Ha
know
mee
by
ka
now.
ha
Now,
na-anụ
it's a
Igbo.
normal thing now. Anywhere you guys
Wow.
meet
No
yourself, you
checkpoint.
always don't speak Igbo. So it's a normal thing. It should not be something you should wow
Every
about. It's a
No,
normal
no,
thing.
no, my sister. You are
checkpoint.
not. No, no,
Every
no. I disagree.
This is
every
not a new
checkpoint.
thing now.
Every checkpoint na Igbo ha na-eme infused one Igbo man. There. They know. They always do that. Maybe I can make the person overwhelmed, but there's always an Igbo man in almost all the checking points in Muajam na that south, na that our area. But the reality not there. What I'm saying, I ain't so many solutions here from what I'm listening to. We have a solution of stand our ground solution. Say, okay, you know what? Get your papers. Our people need to mobilize themselves. Only with the papers here. Deal with this people. You can't when you stop 200 vehicles in a day, you will be tired. Check their vehicle.
I want to check onye a n'isi sef.
Yeah, on attack police officer, on attack in check it. Stand your ground. You overwhelm them. That's number one. Number two, hidden cameras. Because people are bringing up ideas. Number three, social media page where we'll be posting these things. Now I say, hi, well done for your good job. We want to appreciate you for your good job. And they post here. People are now. If you attack these people with this three strategy, my brother, 3 months, 4 months, we're able to sustain it. That's the end of it. Akoya na akoko.
Kedu onye ga like you well this job? I don't raise your hand and tell us. But onye feel no game alụ social media nwa. Ya banye n'ọlụ. Ya kwado onye maara ọlụ a very very well. Ya kwado banye n'ọlụ. Ka anyị wee weli kịta bido move build the momentum so that by December.
Or what to account KG post omission last year? What to account? Otu aha ndị mmadụ ji mee ya different account. Ị na-ewu na TikTok, ị na-ewu na Instagram, ị na-ewu otu make it. You understand? Or won't have responsibility because onye na-aga ụzọ Owerri dị iche na onye na-aga ụzọ Enugu. Onye na-aga ụzọ Abia State from Makurdi na bata na Abia State ọ dị iche. So route ka nkụ. Ebe ọ wụla nọ, if you can do anything, kindly do the needful. Ị chọrọ imepe a fresh account to be able to appreciate the work of the policemen. Fantastic. Ichokwani posting kegi fantastic. When you get you obi ha post or where FNM. But the fact is, if you have over a lot of people, the same way we overwhelm social media with mansion, if we overwhelm social media with the appreciating police in the southeast, I'm sure that there will be something. The IG that is our number one police friend will do something about it.
Can you one question? If this is the case, what are we going to use to unite all these videos? Any need something, maybe hashtag or something. Any need to drive here. If you check, I'm just asking.
Let us appreciate our police officer.
Our police friend.
Police appreciation.
But this is not all about police now. This is all about the uniform people.
Again, I agree. I agree. It's not about police.
Yes.
Friendly checkpoints. Hey, too much.
Checkpoint. I grew too much.
Daniel, if we go in Qatar, by here now.
Friendly checkpoints. Maybe Hagazurani Coke this Christmas. Otana, can we have their representative in this space? Yamana actually appreciated the friendly checkpoints. Have a grow Coke domain at their checkpoint. When you're blind, I say, oh, you're welcome to Southeast. They will cook nyani. I get you. Tombo, I may appreciate. Threats. I am appreciate. All of them are what friendly checkpoint. Mandi ye army, Mandi ye if a customs, Mandi ye if I hangeshi. Appreciate all of them.
I think we have actually done justice to this conversation, and I don't intend to stretch it further because what was it you know? Just go, but I get meet you very soon because I am making exhaust. If you agree with me, tinye ọnụ ka anyị were nwayọọ mechie okwu a. Onye na-aka ekwuru okwu yet, marakwa na ọ dịzi gị n'aka, because you've had the mic for a long time and we said it here from the beginning that we are not asking anybody to speak. We're not raising our hands. You can butt in at any time and drop an idea or a solution or just your opinion or even talk about your experience briefly. That's what we are doing tonight. And this conversation has been very, very productive. I must say, it has been very productive. So,
yeah, Chuka, good evening. Can you hear me?
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
All right. So I think yes, the checkpoint in Igbo. For me, it's abnormal. I'm a reason that you name here. Okay, in the mad journal. It's a form of intimidation. When you are Igbo, a broad security strategy. Just no. KG and intimidating the mother. I feel police now. So the thing is, what can we do as a people? So the nice when let's talk about it. Let's condemn it. Let's ask them. When I see how when I checkpoints now, the rate of checkpoints is too much. Checkpoints. Come on, Hana on the Madego. Onye oshi gafete, onye oshi onye ego, onye oshi agafe. Onye ogbu mmadụ rute ebe ahụ, onye ego gafe. What if I'm gonna check? That is the truth. But then beyond that, I think to address this once and for all, while the citizens are involved and creating the social conversation around it, there's also a political involvement. There should be some sort of political involvement. The high-handedness and the attitude of the security agencies in the Southeast is nothing to write home about. The harassment is too much. Starting from the State House of Assembly members. So while we are going to express our grievances through maybe use social media and the rest of them, would it also call out your representatives to look into it? Because some of the times they are the ones also bringing these people there. Governors are funding them. Governors are buying cars for them. Buying Hilux vans and the rest of them for them. So I get on must be all and sundry. But because police make it in a Southeast to take idea. Sometimes you want to be friendly and they can attack you. So what about easy? Just when you get there, play low, play cool with them. Gaffelo had a baby in Niger. But the attitude in Southeast is very, very bad. I know some people will argue and say, no, before no Makane will insecurity. Even before the insecurity, it was there. I remember there's a group around December 2018 or 2017 that made a publication. How many billion naira? I think around about 3 or 5 billion naira is what the police alone makes in the Southeast. 2 checkpoints. Where else are they making that kind of money in Nigeria? So it's a big venture, it's a big business for them. Some people are now positioning themselves to come to the Southeast and come and make money. So they are not coming in to protect the people, but they are coming in to enrich themselves, to extort the people, and cause more hardship for us in the land. Because whatever agricultural group na-aga police every checking point ga-anaga ego. Ị na-agbakwa no transport. Ebe ọ bụla ilute police ga-anaga ego. So why won't the cost of transportation be high in the Southeast? Ndị a na-agba interstate or na-agba let me say from one community to the other. They pass through these checkpoints and they have to give them money. Except a few of them like Peace, all those big ones. Also, then come mana de ego. Mananda and all these small ones, then ego. Even inside the city center, normally like even in Enugu Kitan, common ones like these Kafia, all these buses, these mini buses in Abua, new layout to Independence layout to New Market. For each of those checkpoints, Hana Abafe, Hana police ego. So if they are staying there without collecting those money, I don't think that would be a problem. But not the extortion. And they are not, they maybe are no bioma, they may no, they know, no, they are just for me when I know. They mandate you to give them that money. So it is very, very wrong. So if we are going to start speaking about it right now, well, it is not late. Yes, we can start doing it. But it needs to be continuous. At the same time, those who are supposed to speak on our behalf should also lend their voices to it. Because we are all affected. And then again, I think sometimes some of our people, and that churches in our excuse again, to say government cannot do this, government cannot. Have they tried? I heard the excuse that Jack was giving earlier. Have the government tried? Yeah, here. So let's stop giving excuses for those in government. Let them go in and do their job. And where places and where crime that demands that nagging, where enormous security apparatus, then so be it. But not everywhere. So I think I've learned my own voice. If I'm nagging to stop them, we're not chasing them away. They should do their job. But nobody in K Wandori, and sometimes when you don't even give them the money, they become angry at you. A young boy, and they intimidate people on our roads. And some of you don't know that some of their attitude is even leading to why you see a whole lot of militias in the southeast. Because of police high-handedness. You're now seeing people who openly express to you that they hate the police, they hate the army, and they don't care, they can do anything to get rid of them. So the security agencies need to also reduce their high-handedness because it doesn't benefit anybody in the southeast. Today we're seeing pictures of police and army officers being killed. It wasn't like that in the past. It's because of their high-handedness. Okay, yesterday kita agbogbo mmadụ. Onye agbogbo kita ka ife omelu. So these are some of the things, and sometimes we'll dismiss it because maybe we're not directly affected, but we need to count the cost of some of this high-handedness in the southeast, both short-term and long-term. And that is why I'm asking this very case. There must be there must be justice for that man that was killed yesterday. Because if we don't do it, in the next 2 years, somebody will take laws into their hand. When they know of police and army, we know how to label people's names. But sometimes we fail to understand the underlying problems. Why some of things that are happening today, the reasons what you name. I've always maintained that I myself, I'm actually very, very lucky. I lived in the southeast for a majority of my lifetime. I was lucky to an extent. But at least some of the times I always have some sort of cover. And I'll go knows of police name mad intimidate. Folk in man at Toyola. Da, I'm a mag. Sigese Pulan. Ulukoboko na appear. Okay, interest of Manwale Bonnet. Oka crime or community. I still remember the reason why I stopped going to Uzo 1 in Enugu State was because of police high-handedness. In Aganuzo, I see the tour. We look at track here. And in Alokwa insult in Emia. Make a mistake now as I call, go on at their checkpoint, etc. Or pull a problem. They will intimidate you. They will flog the hell out of you. So you cannot treat people like that and feel like you can walk free. Tomorrow some people wake up and take laws into their hand. And that is why we are having backlash today in the Southeast. I know it irritates people, they don't want to hear that part, but that is the truth. So if we want to fix the problem, let's go ahead. The police themselves, everybody needs to sit up. Behave well so that you'll be respected. Nobody will want to. The police is supposed to be an institution. Whereas today, it doesn't look like one. The army is supposed to be an institution. One. Just filled with charlatans and criminals and some of them are even cult members. So if they want to stay on the road and do their job, let them stay on the road and do their job. I was watching an interview, Madam, I think that was posted 2 or 3 days ago by Rice TV. Somebody was asking, all of us in the Southeast now are complaining about it at home. And saying governors are telling people to come out and participate, come out on Mondays. But why is it that the Southeast is filled with security agencies and security checkpoints everywhere? But on that very day of sit at home, you don't see the police, you don't see the army. They disappear from the roads. But on a regular day, you see them fueling on the same road, extorting money from people. Ilo duomo toketa. Tinye n'ụzọ. Ha ma nchekwa gị ka ilo the state first one, and ha ga-asị gị nye ha ego. On the driver tabugo onwe ha n'afọ. If a driver say na about ha tabugo onwe ha n'afọ, go and ask a regular driver, you are going to hear a lot of stories about these charlatans and criminals. So they are not helping us. They are not in any way. They are not helping us. They are not. So the police needs to clean itself. And the thing is that Southeast have always been supportive. It's not like we are not supportive. The governors make sure that they provide infrastructure, give them the needed things that they need, both cars, money, and the rest of them. But the way they behave in the Southeast, for me, it is insulting. So if we are going to do this, it's going to be long term. Let's call them out. But please, do it diligently, do it calmly, because they are very, very confrontational. Sometimes they see you as an enemy, especially as a young person. They may not threaten again. I say they would look at somebody. Yeah, that statement, I've heard it so many times. I say, whether Moya who believe in that cause or not, no, man cannot a young person. So it's very, very wrong. And they don't do this in other parts of the country. Also, so I need leaders to need to speak up and condemn it and ask them to leave those places. If they are not going to do their job, they should leave. I don't see any reason I get you and five checkpoints within 2-3 kilometers of road.
Exactly.
Yet at the end of the day, criminal activity is still happening. Criminal activity is still happening. Kidnapping is still happening. Almost just less than 5 minutes drive. It's not the kidnapper Megaba. One police are the interested. Anyway, Kunye.
At the end of
Okay, Obiano.
Yeah.
Obiano, let's hear from you before I meet you, because
before they come, Owehem Choburu debunk before, but I was just listening. One narrative most people are like as an excuse for handing our people of God also. Something around that all our security agencies are not well paid. I don't know if you've heard that thing consistently from people, right? One of the radio programs I was, a guest, somebody did raise up that thing. And I told them, I said, see, minimum wage is minimum wage. The same way now, the the police or the army or whatever are being paid their salary is the same way other Nigerians too are earning whatever they are earning. So you choose to do a certain job. It is what it is. You have options. Either you leave or you continue, correct? Now, you will not stand on the road and collect from other people too that are also collecting their own minimum wage. So it doesn't make sense. You have an option then. If you feel like maybe salary is not okay for you, does that mean you should go and collect from some people that are earning as low as 15K or 20K per month? Because if you're not collecting from them directly, you are collecting from them indirectly. The money that is being collected from drivers will be added to the cost of the transportation, and passengers will be paying it. So only nana 20,000, 25,000 now manage your way. My brother, there's no excuse for extortion. There's no excuse. There's no understanding that point of view. It's just what it is, extortion, and that's what I think about it.
Yes, guys, young people. Casey, a lot of go too. I call an ewu na banya.
I'm days. I'm live and well. But just to buttress the point, Priscilla, I totally understand. On the knock of public sector culture, on your na public sector. It's funny because one of my friend, on a cholo, some and the options I went based on connections here and there. Okay, I got roll there, but there's no avenue to make extra money, but the pay had the low. Okay. Pay had the high, so you can actually sustain yourself with Hana Hoge. But the other option, pay had the low. Custom, for example, pay had the low, but there are other avenues you sustain on Wiki because you can make additional money out of it. So Nezianya decided, I better go with the one near more option to make more money because you never know. Based on my hustle, I can make as much as I want. And that's how most people feel with most public sector jobs. They find that it's a cushion job. You relax here and now, get the minimum you can, then find other avenues to make money, including the police. It's a culture. They feel like, as long as Hannah knows, money must come one way or the other. You have to go to your pocket. If they find that you're very stubborn and you're unwilling to, to bring out the money, sometimes they'll let you go because the next person Nabia will definitely drop that money and move on. So to them, it's become a part of their culture. This is not called widely accepted, even in the police system. So things like that, again, not very systematic, or this is not very difficult to change. But there's always a solution to problems. About conversation, most people, and at the end of it, can you discuss the array? The people still provide some solutions. So we got some things out of it, things that actually can begin to make some tangible changes. But the important thing now with things like this, I need the collective action. One person cannot solve this. One account cannot solve it. We need to amplify the voices. Or any post to video, if you can chime in, retweet, make it trend. We just need to be collective in our action, for the result. But it's not something that will change overnight. People have done some of the things others recommended today, and they're no longer here with us. They died, right? People have done videos, and as a result of it, escalated, leading to their death. People have done other things, followed instructions, station. People have done it and they never came out of it. So sometimes, this is knock on a marrow. It just feels so easy to just hand out the money and just go your way. That's what the system that we live in has made us believe is a way that works. We've been accustomed to that system. But again, we need to start looking in a different direction. And some of the solutions that we've laid out today, but not a path to the liberation issue and the freedom our people we can with in the hands of these security agencies. Nobody, don't do your job, but do your job the right way. We like the protection in some cases, quote unquote, the protection. Because the whole idea, the perception, they're there for security. But the reality, they're actually there for what you call a power tussle, show of force and dominance, and then, make revenue at the end of it. But again, let's amplify the voices. We need to hold them accountable. And we can do that by supporting each other in our effort to show some of these things as they begin to happen. Record it discreetly when we can. Then we can support each other by amplifying the voices and making it trend, so that at least the bike got my hand. So this again will be my thoughts and my final opinion for the night. But on your Bonadalo, everyone that contributed, I really appreciate it, and I will call it a night from here. Dalono.
My final note will be if it's not safe to record, do not save, no matter how important it looks. Just forget about it, and maybe next time you can get a video somewhere else. They won't.
Nlotakwa our hashtag nọ nke kasị anyị mkpa ka anyị welu nke onye dị ka o bu ana. Nlotakwa our hashtag bụ gịnị? Do you remember our hashtag?
Our
friendly checkpoint. Friendly checkpoints. Friendly checkpoints. Priscilla came into this particular conversation with a cap of innovation.
I really enjoyed her conversation, her take. So it was very enlightening. But some people leave the frustration in water. They've been through it a lot. Like have no opportunity, like they just can't hold back. So that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah. I like that. It's creative. Friendly checkpoint. Can I listen to enemy? I have enemy. Friends. So let's go with the friendship. But in the friendship, we're going to help them do their job better, because that is our responsibility as citizens. Citizens, and hopefully, government. You have heard what we said. You have heard our plea. You have heard our stories. You've heard about our experiences. You've heard our angles. You've heard our suggestions. When you get into the meeting, so we see what we can produce going forward, because Christmas now being so now, and this we're anticipating again where a serious gathering redeployment this Christmas, because season so whatever they say that actually friendly. Because in the citizens, the police. Police actually can do their job and do it very well and be truly always friendly with the citizens. If you don't have something that you're supposed to have, you don't have the correct paper, or you're using an expired driver license, or whatever you did that was wrong, get a police where they are, set a lawyer. Anybody, if you didn't do anything, police are not the police, you may not have enough money on you, you may not make the kind of money you would have made otherwise, but at the same time, you are helping keep a sane society, which is for your own good at the end of the day, because sometimes you are also targets. An annoyed society, an infuriated society. In that kind of society, even the law enforcement is not safe. So let's make this easier for all of us, especially this Christmas season. Because I'm a community when I get if you do your job very, very well, and it is visible that you are doing your job very well, you will see people who will, out of their heart, appreciate you for what you're doing. Dash you money sometimes. You're doing well. They will just give you money out of their heart. That kind of money is a blessing. The other one is a curse, but that one is a blessing. So when we get to that point where we have a good relationship, it will still be to your own benefit. One, you are safe. Two, any money you receive, this one is not unlawful. Nobody is videoing you this time around. This one is not lawful. This one is not unlawful. Sorry. Your guy will not sack you for this one. So this is safe for you. So why don't we try that other method? Since this one is on because again, we don't want it anymore. That's what we're saying here. We're not attacking you. We're just saying it that we don't want this anymore. That's it. And that will be all for tonight. Priscilla, it's your last take before we close.
Oh, my brother. Okay. Like I said earlier, and I would like to reiterate again, okay? Our friendly checkpoints. Would love to know that. And like you said, which is true, we are not stingy people. If you don't even need to tell us, if they act normal on the road, Ndị mmadụ nwere ike dedicate their Christmas ị na-agagharị na-enye ha ihe, and one or two people might try to uplift to them, but they're always choosing, the path of extortion, and that's where we have a problem with. Igbo people don't need you to light them up and force them to give you money. They will just give you because they exist. We are very charitable like that. We just like to give normally. Ego abụrụ nsogbu anyị because otu anyị si akpata ya otu esi eri ya. Anyị ndị akpata akụ eri akụ edozikwa na akụ. Ọwa anyị nwa, we know how to do it. So it's just what it is. But anyways, so people that, in case we don't cover this topic again before Christmas, but I will vote for us covering this topic again, just as a reminder. Chuka Mobruna, and plans for that, but Mobruna, we don't do that. Biko, Gwandi Yadunu, Mobo, you can share the recording of the space, Ka let us be ready to do what we need to do to protect the southeastern region. This extortion only, like one of our brothers said here, it only infuriates more people. Daniel said it, and it's true. It's psychological. It infuriates more people. Now you can imagine the number of people that are angry at that Ogene guy, that musician that was just shot just like that, wasted for nothing. You don't know what that repercussion or what that particular what set of events that particular action is going to spiral in the next few weeks or months. So we cannot keep acting docile and letting all these things thrive. We need to, dozi obodo very well. And in dozi obodo also involve working period. So any way you can, in any way you can, please, let's do it. Also, there are some times that some people na anro na one corner na agafe. Police na mobi army na manding that can't anyhow na roadblock. That thing is another thing again. Well, a little na gini komere hanina ahwadro. By the time you do it like 10 checkpoints, how many say India not can there tibelanya na this place. But mbobula ho hana manding mother can't. People just carry face and keep front. Ka harimam kem. So I'm not saying that we should now go and start challenging. No, I'm just saying Biko this kind of thing, because the intimidation is crazy. It's crazy. But then that being said, please enjoy your holiday. If we don't talk about this again, in Allah, enjoy yourself. If you are people like me that there's no amount of insecurity that can take me away from the East during the Christmas period, we are welcome to meet ourselves in Nukuru Mango, Na Junction, Mobu, any of the Erimeri junctions. We'll meet there, but please do not be scared of the insecurity and stay away from the village. Come back to your Christmas, do what you need to do, have fun, but please don't forget to do what we need to do. Let's display what needs to be displayed this Christmas. We need to send a message. Thank you.
See, the where too many mango trees around your compound in the village. You always like mentioning this mango tree.
A mango.
Under the mango tree. All right, it's been a very productive conversation on the MONI Show tonight, and again, we have done justice to this discussion. Really, checkpoints in Igbo, dominance or security strategy. Actually, we should call it extortion or security strategy, because that's what is predominantly the activity we see in Igbo regarding these checkpoints scattered everywhere. Like you guys have already heard everything that was suggested tonight. So let's see how we can collectively focus on this, do something about this, so that everybody can enjoy themselves when they're in the Southeast. Whenever we gather in the Southeast, we are not bothered about being delayed too much on the road, Well, for tonight, we'll ask everyone here to please go on to share this space. Let everyone who didn't make it to this space be able to come and listen. It's recorded. Unfortunately, we couldn't do live stream tonight, but people can still come here. If the person is not on Twitter, maybe you can just put on the space, recorded space, and then you too can listen to it. Just the same way you listen to radio is about the same thing. The only difference is that this one is on a social media on the internet. That's it. It's the same thing. Also, I want to appreciate everyone who shared the space during the build-up to this conversation. I want to say thank you to everyone who also commented and suggested and gave some very, very insightful inputs to this conversation. And also those who brought very beautiful ideas and suggestions and strategies on what we can do. Thank you so much for your insight. Thank you for your intelligent contributions. Yes. And to my co-hosts, Casey and Priscilla, Service Culture, Darren, so much. Thank you very much. It's been beautiful conversation with you too. Till next Saturday, same time, 8 p.m. West African time. Darren.
It's the Money Show. Makodim Mandibu.